This is Jarrod Horak, and this is my latest Road to the 2024 Kentucky Derby video. And in this video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 3 Holy Bull Stakes at Gulfstream Park, Saturday, February 3rd, 2024. One of 4 Kentucky Derby points races for February 3rd. I'm going to cover all those on my YouTube channel, in addition to the 3 Kentucky Oaks points races this weekend. So you'll find all of that action, all 7 of those videos on my YouTube channel. And in celebration of this big Kentucky Derby points race weekend, today's Racing Digest has a special offer. So go over to todaysracingdigest.com. Under handicapping products, you're going to see Complete Digest. Click there. It will take you over to the Digest Complete Digest page. And if you want to use promo code DERBY2324, you'll get Complete Digests for free, 3 of them, for Oaklawn, Gulfstream, and Santa Anita for Saturday, February 3rd. And that promo code is Derby2324. So go over to todaysracingdigest.com for more details. And in the description in this video, I will provide a link to that Complete Digest page. And then also I'll have the promo code listed as well. And now we'll get into the analysis of this video. 12th race at Gulfstream Park, Saturday, February 3rd. This is going to be the Grade 3, $250,000 Holy Bull Stakes. 3-year-olds traveling a mile and a 16th on the main track with a 5:45 p.m. Eastern scheduled post. Hades breaking from the inside post, and this one is 6-1, and he's 2 for 2 lifetime. He rallied from 7th and last in his career debut to win at 5.5 furlongs by a half length at Gulfstream. And then second time out, he went out to 7 furlongs. And this Florida-bred gelding was able to win that race by 8 lengths. So that was an entry-level allowance race restricted to Florida breds, and he dominated that one. Stretching out after 2 sprints and stepping up in class. Inveigled is next for trainer James Sibeli. This is a gelded son of Enticed, and he's 2 for 5 with a second and a third. He was third in his debut, and then at Laurel, second time out, he broke his maiden by 8 lengths, wire to wire. His next start was in a stakes race at Laurel, and he was second by a neck at 6 furlongs, and then an optional claiming race. He won that one by 4 lengths at Gulfstream Park, a 1-turn mile. They tried him in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes last time out. He was 4-1, and he finished an even 4th. So now he's going to stretch out around 2 turns and step up into the graded ranks. Otello is next for trainer Christophe Clement. This is a son of Curlin. Escandrea is the dam sire, so he's bred to go on. His 2 starts were in 1-turn mile races. His career debut, he overcame some traffic. The pace wasn't that fast. He was racing between horses, and he was able to graduate by a neck. Same situation in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes last time. I made him my top choice. He was bet down to 170-1 in a 6-horse field. Again, he was racing in traffic. He was last after 6 furlongs, but he was close up. It was a bunched up field. He bullied his way through. He worked his way through traffic. He found running room, and he was able to win by a half length. So now stretching out around 2 turns, I think that's a good thing for him. He did have a bullet work on January 26th for this race, and he's going to be rallying from off the pace. Dancing Groom for trainer Antonio Sano. This is a son of Vino Rosso, and he's adding blinkers in this race, and he's 1 for 4 with a show finish. Broke his maiden by 5 lengths in a race originally scheduled for turf at Saratoga last summer. In the Grade 1 Champaign, he was 3rd, beaten 10 lengths. Grade 2 Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, he raced wide. He was 6th, beaten 15 lengths. He needs to step up his game for sure. No More Time. This one is a son of Not This Time. Ran well in his debut. He was second best. That was at 5.5 furlongs, a 1-turn mile, second time out. He graduated by 6 lengths. And then in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes, he didn't have a good start from the inside post. He made a move. He got up to 3rd, and then he weakened to finish 5th in that 6-horse field. Second start after a layoff, Jose Ortiz will ride him back. He got to know him last time out. A minor award isn't impossible, but he definitely will need to run faster. Domestic Product is removing blinkers for trainer Chad Brown. This is the son of Practical Joke. 6 furlong debut at Saratoga. He was outrun there after not having a good start. A mile and an eighth, second time out. And he added blinkers, and he was able to press the pace and graduate nicely by more than 4 lengths at Aqueduct. And then in his 3rd start, the Grade 2 Remsen. The Remsen day, that was the day that we had a speed favoring track at Aqueduct. It was a muddy, sealed racetrack. 7 of the 10 races were won in wire-to-wire fashion, and Domestic Product was stalking the pace and he came up empty in the stretch, and he was 7th, beaten 16 lengths. So maybe he didn't like the wet track there, and if he can get back to a fast track, he could do better. Taking blinkers off, they're probably going to want him to relax, stalking the pace in here under his new rider, Tyler Gaffalione. Fierceness, your 2-year-old champion, is your 3 to 5 morning line favorite, and he looks like the deserving favorite. In his career debut in the mud, he won by 11 lengths. That was an outstanding effort. He was geared down. That was a fast race, but he had to prove that wasn't just a product of a wet track where he just dominated. But then in his second start, it was also a wet track, and I made him my top choice in the Champagne Stakes. That was a Kentucky Derby points race. That was part of my Kentucky Derby points race video series. And there he just didn't run well. He lunged at the start, never really got involved. He made a middle move, but he really lost his race at the start, and then he ended up finishing 7th, beaten 20 lengths. Then in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, as a 16-1 long shot, I used him as one of my top 4 contenders there, but he wasn't my top choice. Muth was my top choice, but Fierceness pressed the pace, took over, and he dominated that race. He won by more than 6 lengths, an outstanding effort. Muth was the runner-up that day, and then he came back and he flattered Fierceness by winning the Grade 2 San Vicente Stakes. And Fierceness now, he's going to run here, and if all goes well for his connections, they would like to see him win this race. They're going to skip the Fountain of Youth if all goes well, and then run in the Florida Derby and then the Kentucky Derby. So for him, he has a bullet work on January 20th, so he's ready to go in this spot. He's going to need a good start. He should be all over the pace under John Velasquez. C Streak is 20-1 in here, and he's got the outside post, but he did run well in all 4 starts, so win 2 seconds and a third, second in the debut. It was the Smoke Blackened Stakes at 6 furlongs at Monmouth, and then he went to Aqueduct second time out, and he rallied from mid-pack in a 12-horse field to break his maiden by a bit less than 5 lengths from post 12. And then he was in an optional claiming race, a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream, and he ended up finishing a decent second. And then last time out, blinkers on, 9-1 in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes. He battled on the pace, and he was a close third. Decent effort there, and he's won that from that outside post. He's going to have to hustle a bit to have some kind of decent position. So looking at the Today's Racing Digest final time ratings, Hades from the inside, he ran a 134 last time. That was a decent effort, but that was against Florida bred company sprinting, and now he's going to face much better company stretching out in distance. Otello, he improved his number from a 119 to a 132. I do like this one, and I think that he's one that he could get in the mix, and if the pace heats up, he would be one of the more likely horses to finish up pretty high if Fierceness, for whatever reason, stubs his toe, but I can still see him regardless, finishing somewhere in the money. Domestic product, his second career start, getting that 129 final time rating at 1 1/8. That was against Maiden Company, but if he can run that kind of race, he could be competitive in here. Fierceness, he seems to stand out. He had a 137 final time rating in his debut and a 149 in the Breeders' Cup. So he's just faster than these horses. And then C Streak, adding blinkers last time, got an improved 129. So Fierceness is just faster than this group, classier than this group. He's ready to go in this race because he's not going to run again until the Florida Derby if he's able to do well here. So Fierceness off the layoff is ready to roll. There's no value whatsoever playing him, but he certainly looks like the most likely winner of this race. If you're playing exotics, I like Otello to hit the board. I liked those first 2 starts, and I think that based on the pedigree and the way that he's been running, looks like he should be able to handle added ground. Another horse that I would like to use underneath is probably C Streak, adding the blinkers and earning a better number last time. If he can relax a bit and get some kind of decent trip from that outside post at 20-1, there's no reason why he couldn't at least fill out the trifecta. But this race looks like it's all about Fierceness, your 2-year-old champion for trainer Todd Pletcher and Mike Rapoli. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. And that will wrap up this video. Keep checking my YouTube channel. I'm going to be covering all of these Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby points races this weekend. And if you want to read my Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks reports, head on over to todaysracingdigest.com. On their Kentucky Derby page, you will be able to find those. And that'll wrap up this video. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.